Hello everyone, welcome to a Descent Journeys in Dark Snake edition. This is my review of Visions of Dawn, which came in, finally. So, how about we get this started, shall we? So, of course, like all little expansions of these monsters and heroes collections, even though that's supposed to be the other way around, oh well, never mind. We get a little booklet, leaflet thing, whatever you like to call it. And of course it tells you how to use the expansion by taking away any conversion kit that you might actually have to replace it with the newer ones. And using the rumour card where you need to actually use a rumour deck, which you can use, well, find actually in the smaller boxed expansions. Right, so the first one is Troost Bearer. Well, I'm not really going to go into all of the details because let's face it, that's kind of spoiler-y kind of thing. And straight away you could probably see a search token for 2 players, a search token for 3 player, and a search token for 4 player. So 3 search tokens all in total. Great. And then the next one is Visions of Dawn, with the light shining on the booklet, thing clue, or leaflet, whichever you like to call it. 2, 3, and 4. And this one looks really intriguing. Oh, wow. Look at that. Nice. And then, of course, the back tells you about the background of the monsters and then the heroes. Excellent. Nice. Okay, so we start off with Isfa. Isfa, from the changes from 484 and grey, of course, is 410-4 with a grey. A bit more better already. Right. The hero ability, let me just move this over to one side a little. So the old one was you can't be poisoned and at the start of the turn recover 1 health. You cannot be poisoned at the start of your turn, recover 2. This one's already better already. The heroic feat is as an action recover all health. This heroic feat was so as an action choose yourself or an adjacent hero. That hero recovers 8 health and discards all conditions. So really this one is a lot more better than that one, even though it says recover all health. He only had 8 to begin with anyway, and this one is recover 8, but of course, yeah, again, this one's far more better as you can pick either yourself or another hero and discard all conditions. Yeah, well done, Isfa. You've been a great overhaul already. And even the model itself, I mean, wow. I mean, looking at the front is like pretty good, but then look at that towel. I mean, that's huge. It's like little stinger kind of thing. It's amazing. A little drag on the top. This model is absolutely amazing, and he's a hero. Yes. Well, anyway, Isfa. Certainly, like let me think. Probably any healer class is absolutely fine. A bard, perhaps, because you know, it can like heal, and your hero ability can heal as well. So it's one of the songs, as like everyone gets 1 health kind of thing. So it's like everyone has regen, but you just get a little bit more better. Yeah, but really any healer class will do for Isfa. Well done. Okay, now we come to Nara the Fang. Okay, right, so if we just take a look at their stats, so it's exactly the same, 5, 10, 4 and a grey. But what about their abilities? Sorry about the wobbly cam. Okay, so the old one was each time you attack a monster that was at least 3 spaces away from you at the start of your turn, your attack gains +1 damage. Now the new one is once per round after you defeat a monster with a melee weapon, before removing its figure from the map, you may place your figure in an empty space adjacent to that monster. Okay, so right at the start, I think the New hero ability is far more better because this one forces you to move a good far enough spaces away. So if you get surrounded, that hero ability is useless. If you can't be away from at least 3 spaces, the hero ability is useless. With this one, it gives you like a slight teleportation kind of thing. Maybe a huge monster is actually in between normal spaces and a pit space. After killing it, kind of jumping over that pit space, awesome. You can't go wrong. For free move and all that, yes. But of course you must actually kill the monster first. So heroic feat. So it's as an action, okay. Choose a monster in your line of sight and at least 3 spaces from you. Move to an empty space. Yes, move to an empty space adjacent to that monster and perform an attack against that monster. This attack gains +2 damage. Not bad. Not bad. Still, you gotta move your way towards that monster. But it's got to be at least within 3 spaces, and obviously you wouldn't just use this if there's no monster within 3 spaces of you. The new one is, so it's another action, so choose an empty space within 3 spaces of the figure. So far so good. Remove your figure from the map, that's great. Then place it in the chosen space. So already you're jumping everywhere, going past everything. Then perform an attack. This attack gains Pierce 2. This heroic feat is actually better than that, even though that +2 damage is far more better than Pierce 2. It's just that this one just allows you to, well, this one's got to be at least 3 spaces away from you, but this one is within 3 spaces, and you could just jump over everything that's in your way to actually get to a nice space. I actually do quite like the new Nara the Fang a little bit more better than the old one. Sure, that +1 damage could be useful, but if you're standing around doing 2 attacks, or you gotta move but you're not within 3 spaces away from a monster or something like that, you can easily get bogged down. This one allows you to jump everywhere. So yeah, I definitely think that the new one is better. What could I say for having classes? Well, Knight class, of course, with advance and all the other stuff that makes you go everywhere. Well, actually, the Knight class is practically useful for any character. Anyway, well, actually, she could be useful for any class. Maybe a very good class that could be for a Skirmisher. But you have to remember, she has only have 10 health. So it would maybe like the Skirmisher, going through all of your enemies, jumping around crazily, and then maybe if you kill some, jump back to a healer perhaps, or get closer to a healer just in case, who knows. But yeah, she's really good. And here's the model as well. She looks quite interesting, more barbaric kind of thing. It's like, wow, nice. I like. Okay, so now we move on to Master Thorn. Master Fawn. Wow. Let's have a look. 584 in the grey. 584 in the grey. So nothing really new there. Awesome. Let's check out its hero abilities. The old one was, each of your attack gains using a surge to move 2 spaces after resolving this attack. The newer one is, each of your attack gains You spend a surge. After resolving this attack, you may choose an empty space within 2 spaces of you and place your figure in the chosen space. So right now this one's a lot more better because this one states that you've got to move up to, while this one is place. Good. Nice. Then we come to the Heroic Feat. The old one is, that's an action. So choose a, sorry about the camera movement. I really do need a camera stand. So stop spinning. Choose a space in your line of sight. Immediately drop any objective tokens you are carrying to remove your figure from the map and place it in a chosen space. The newer one is, there's no action there, but still, use when you are affected by an attack and suffer 1 or more damage. Reduce the amount of damage you suffer by up to 5 and gain an equal amount of movement points. Well, the old one felt it's a little bit more strategically used, because really, if you see an objective token that you actually like, you could just quickly go to it anyway, and then start running back quite quickly. With the latest Heroic Feat, you're defending your mage a little bit more better, and you could gain a little bit more movement points to back away, especially creatures with Ravage, say something like that. Okay, I think the old Heroic Feat might have been a little bit more better, just saying, but still, I guess you can't really go wrong with Master Thorn's new Heroic Feat. And that's Master Fawn right there. Okay. Any class, I guess. Maybe a Geomancer. That might be interesting with his high movement as well. Jumped from stone to stone. That could be very interesting. Next we have Sir Valadier. Sir Valadier. Right. 4, 12, 3. And of course a grey for Sir Valadier. Dear. Anyway, enough of that. 4, 12, 4. And a grey. So the stamina is now 4. Can't go wrong with that. Let's check the hero abilities. The old one was, once per turn after dice are rolled, you may suffer 1 fatigue to add a surge to your attack roll. Now it's once per turn after dice are rolled, you may suffer 1 fatigue to add 1 surge to your attack roll. So nothing really new there. Great. The old one was 3 and then the latest one is 4, so this one makes a lot more sense. Right, now Heroic Feat. This one, as an action, suffer any amount of damage, an adjacent hero covers the same amount of health. Yeah, I think that's what healers are for, but hey, you know, so interesting hero feat. The newest one is, as an action, recover fatigue up to your stamina, then perform an attack. This attack gains surge +3. Wow, so really this is a rest action and an attack, and you get something else to use a surge for. And if you don't get your surge, you can always spend it because you've regained everything there is. Amazing, really amazing. And there's Sir Valadier in all his glory. One thing I'm not too keen on is the artwork a little. You see that fist is almost as big as his face. Now really, if you put your hand over your face, you'd know it doesn't actually cover that much. Now if you put like a fist, your own fist, to your face like that, you know, it covers even less. So that fist is way too big than his head. The artwork is slightly lacking, but at least I can live with it, at least. Although, props to the grin. It's just almost like the same as the old one. Cheesy, but still, props. Well done. Well, any ish. I would probably say a knight would be, well, glorious for him. But anything else? Yeah, any class really. Yeah, any class, especially with his rest attack heroic feat thing. Nice. So we come across the Overlord reward card. This is the player's card when a monster attacks a hero after rolling dice. This attack gains surge. Remove the target from the map and place him on an empty space with free space of the original space. It counts as entering the space and is stunned. How nice. This is for the Overlord if he wins the very first quest of the Visions of Dawn, which is Troost thing. Huh. I almost forgot what it was. Oh well, I'm sure it doesn't matter because I'm only going to open up the Troost Breaker one. Yeah, with the rewards, the Overlord would win that Overlord reward card and gets another rumour if they win. Otherwise, just carry on. And these are the rewards for Visions of Dawn. So the Overlord will get the Unlikely Allies, which is during quest setup. Place this card between two monsters that share one or more traits. And yeah, each monster of the group gains the Battle Bond each time this monster performs an attack while adjacent to a figure in a different monster group with Battle Bond. This monster adds a surge to the result. Nice. While the hero rewards is the War Visions, which while this card is refreshed, each time a hero performs an attack before dice are rolled. I really don't like when it says he. It should be they. They may test knowledge. If they pass that attack, if he passes that, yeah, that attack gains +1 damage. If fails, exhaust this card, and the card doesn't refresh as normal. Only refresh card at the end of each quest. So it's at least usable, unlike some of the other rewards which were a bit meh. So these are the trolls. Got the first edition / the conversion kit edition, and then we've got the new Visions of Dawns. They have all the same stats: 3/8 grey, 3/8 grey, 3/10 grey, and it's like Act 2 is 3/10 grey, and then it's 3/13 grey with the same attacks. Nice. The old ones just had reach and bash, whilst the master had reach, bash and sweep. Bash was sorry, choose an adjacent hero. That's oh god, choose an adjacent hero. That hero must test awareness. If they fail, they would suffer 3 damage. The newer ones, a lot more interesting, which is backswing. Use immediately after performing an attack to choose any number of figures affected by that attack. Each of those figures must test the awareness. If none of the figures pass, then each chosen figure suffers 2 damage and is stunned immediately. This is a lot more better than bash, only because bash requires it to use an action. Right, and that's the troll. I like its little skulls there. Very nice, very intimidating. Awesome. I come to the Manticores, which are actually all exactly the same as before. 4, 5, yeah. 7, 4, 4, 7, 4, 9. Yeah, they all have the same abilities as well, so really nothing's actually changed with the Manticores. Sort of. Let's go straight through their abilities just in case. you haven't seen these Manticores before. They have Ravage, which is that they can attack twice. Surge, PS2, +1 range. This is the exact one, by the way. Ravage, PS3, +1 range, Poison. And the Act 2 is, yeah, again, Ravage, PS3, +2 range. PS4, +2 range, and Poison. Now, the change of the Manticores is that they now only use 2 squares, which is very interesting. They actually had a 4x4, 2x2, just like the Trolls did. Well, they still do anyway. Right, the Manticores. That's quite a surprise there. Nice. Well, I quite like. Okay, now we come to the last one, which is the Ogres. Alright, now there is a slight change here. Let's see. For example, the Act 1s. Exactly the same with the minions. Not exactly the same with the masters. Different abilities, and extra 1 more health for the master. I'll come back to the abilities later. Sorry. In Act 2, exactly the same things, except the older one it's got a blue red, and the newer one's got a blue yellow, just to try and roll more of that surge, I guess. And then it's exactly the same down here as well. Right, now the abilities. The old one, that sounds too odd. Right, had Undying. When this monster is defeated, remove it from the map and then replace it with a minion of the same type, ignoring group limits, which was pretty powerful, really. This one is now the Fleshmonger. Each time a hero whose hero token is not on his card suffers 1 or more damage from an attack performed by this monster, place 1 of their hero tokens on its card. For each hero token on the card, this monster applies +2 to health. When this monster is defeated, discard all hero tokens from the card. Yeah, so damages 1 hero, it's got 11 health now. Damage another hero, it's got 13, etc, etc. Of course, the Undying is far superior than Fleshmonger. It just makes a bit more sense, just to keep things a little bit more organised. It uses less models as well, and there are ways of actually dealing with this Fleshmonger for the Overlord days, and that's to use things that heals, like the Flesh Molders, of course, or even using a plot deck like Serena's. The Ogre has a lot more health, and the hero's got to keep dealing with it, but it's blocking its path, and it keeps getting healed and healed and healed. And of course, don't forget the knockback. The downside is that the Act 2 versions is that they don't do a lot of damage, really. Even with the +3 surge, it's got 1 grey dice. Yeah, Trolls had 1 grey dice. They're big melee monsters, but they've got the backswing, and that's actually pretty good, actually. The only worthwhile of the Ogres are the knockback, not the +3. Of course, if you get the +3, then that's a bonus, but it's all about the knockback. Best to use these when there's lots of pits and lava. Apart from that, I wouldn't probably use the Ogres much, even though the model looks pretty good, actually. Nice little sword, nice little ball and chain right there. It looks kind of intimidating, but they just don't quite cut it. Well, anyway, that's my review over and done with. So, Vision of the Dawns. Characters pretty good. The monsters look pretty good. The ogres are a little But if you keep hitting the master, then that could be quite of a problem to the heroes. Apart from in Act 2, which I wouldn't really recommend using the ogres. How would I rate this then? Some good changes, some semi changes. Ogres are still meh. This was a tough one. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. It's like the ogres are just a bit underpowered, unfortunately. Yeah, 7. But hey, 7 out of 10 is still pretty good. After all, some of those heroes are good upgrades, and even the Manticores. And of course, the rewards for not only the Overlord, but the hero reward, it seems to be a little bit more better than the other hero rewards that I've found. So yeah, 7 out of 10, job done. Excellent. Thank you very much. Bye.